Great. Welcome to Tai Chi this morning. We're going to do a seated flow. Anything that doesn't have arms, you can use your couch, you can use an armless chair. If all you have is a chair with arms, that's okay too. Just make sure you scoot as far forward as you can so that you have room to move out to the sides. Now, even if you have a chair with no arms, you might want to scoot to the edge. Give yourself just a little more room to move. And then you can start however you like. But I'm going to start here, bringing my arms up and out, opening my chest, opening my breath, opening my mind, letting go of everything that I'm bringing in with me today, emptying everything out, because we don't need to learn anything. We don't need to remember anything. All we need to do is go with the flow. Take a deep breath. And then as you exhale, let your arms gently float down. And then inhaling back up. At least that's what I'm doing. You can do whatever you like. Exhaling down. And inhaling up, nice and gently. Like a bird catching a strong current floating through the sky. Or maybe you're floating in the ocean. You're moving your arms gently through the water, just enough to keep you afloat. Feeling that little bit of resistance. Beautiful. On this next one, we're going to lift our arms more towards the corner. And then at shoulder height, circle in like a big hug. And then just before my fingertips touch, I flip my hands over and slide all the way down to my lap. Flipping my palms, I let my hands melt down off the sides and then again. Beautiful. I like to inhale up and then exhale down. But as long as you're breathing, you're doing great. On this next one, as my hands touch down, we're going to start to gently slide forward, right down off the ends of my knees, down my shins a little, and then coming back up. Just feeling the sensation, my hands moving against my pants. The little rub of the fabric. Becoming aware. All the little nerve endings in my hands and in my legs. And then on this next one, as we start to come back up, coming past the knees, we're going to flip those hands over and use the backs of the hands. Palms going forwards. And then backs of the hands coming back. Perfect. From here, moving our hands forward one more time. We're going to float them right up in front of us, up to shoulder height, and then drawing the elbows in, floating them back down. Sliding forward off the ends of the knees. This time we're going to bring our heels up as our hands come up. And then as our hands come back down, so do our heels. Beautiful. Matching our breath with our movement if we can. Breathing in and out. Perfect. Hands, breath, and heels. All of our parts learning to work together. And take a little practice. No worries. To be honest, if you're not doing what I'm doing, I don't care. I'm just glad you're here. One more. And then this time, floating our hands up off the ends of our knees, we're going to open out nice and wide and embrace the moon. Taking one hand, scooping it under, brushing across the tops of our legs like we're holding a big ball. And then opening up and going the other way, the other hand brushing across. Maybe even rounding just a little. Still breathing. I like to inhale open and exhale closed. But that's just because that feels good for me. I want you to do what feels good for you. Perfect. Last one here. And then on this next one, we're going to float our hands back together, making that big hug. Flip those palms over and sink the chi. Coming back up towards the corners, just like when we started, but we're going to add that heel lift as our hands go up. And then dropping the heels as our hands come down. Nice. One more here. And then sliding the hands down off the fronts of the legs again. Floating right up to the middle. And then turning our palms to face each other. And roll them back and forth like we're rolling a little ball. It's a really nice small one, maybe a little ball of Play-Doh like you played with when you were a kid. Rolling it around between your hands. Feeling how soft and pliable it is. Beautiful. On this next one, you're going to take the hand that's on bottom and drop it out to the side like you're throwing a little ball. Bring that hand right back in. Roll the ball again. And then toss that ball out to the side. Don't worry about it. You have an endless supply. You can throw as many of them away as you like. You've always got more. One more here. And then on this next one, we're going to go to the other side. Perfect. Just a gentle toss. Like you're tossing it to someone sitting right over to the side. Not far away. Now alternating sides. And then add just a little push with the other hand. We call this one avoiding monkeys. And then we've got one more step. You've got this. Super tricky. It's really not. As you're pushing forward, heels lift. And as your palms slide past each other, your heels drop. Perfect. You People ask sometimes, why is this one called avoiding monkeys? Well, in Chinese mythology, monkeys are viewed as holding on to things, even when they should let go. You know, they'll hold on to a stick even if it doesn't fit in the space they're trying to go through. And then they can't get past it because they won't let go of the stick. Sometimes we're like that too. Sometimes we have that monkey brain that just won't let go of things, even when they don't serve us anymore. This gives us a chance to practice pushing those thoughts away, letting go, tossing them off, and then refocusing into our center. Perfect. We're going to do one more here. And then this time, after you toss that ball, bring the other hand out to meet it and let everything melt. And then letting everything rise back up. Nice and light now that we've gotten rid of those things that we were letting weigh us down. Our hands, our heels. Even our head floats up a little higher and then sinks down. On this next one, we're going to take that front hand and push it all the way down to our lap and then floating right back up. Slowly and gently. Back in the water, pushing our hand down, feeling that resistance. And then maybe it's a hot, sunny day. We need to cool off a little. So we're going to take the other hand and start splashing a little of that water in towards our face. Beautiful. Still melting and then rising. Still breathing. And then putting it all together, both hands. Everything sinks. And then everything floats right back up, light as a feather. Beautiful. On this next one, we're going to take a step that direction. And then we're going to push. Turning and push. And then rewind, drag it all back. And push again. Rewind. And one more time, push again. Beautiful. Drag that arm across. Pull the foot back in. Take your time. Rainbow up and over. And melt. And rise. And melt. Beautiful. Bringing that front hand down. And then letting it float right back up. Still super light. And then bringing in that other hand. Splashing that water in. Around midnight, way up high, feeling the droplets hitting your face. Maybe smelling the salt water. Hearing the seabirds. And the crash of the waves against the sand. And then both hands together. Lovely. On this next one, not this one, we're going to step out to the other side and push. This time though, we're going to let that front hand drop and the bottom hand is going to circle around and do that nice big push again. Beautiful, like big double spirals, like a nice spiral galaxy full of stars, swirling around, filled with stardust, just like us. Last one here. And then dragging that hand back across. Bring the foot in, rainbow it up and over, putting everything together, both hands, and the heels rising up. And then on the next one, that big step. And our big spirals. And push. Beautiful. You may notice that my hands are still brushing across my legs. It's true, your eyes are not deceiving you. I'm still letting my hands glide right across the top of my lap, feeling that connection. My whole body is part of my practice. One more here. And then sitting back, dragging the arm across, pulling the foot in, up and over, both hands. Everything floating up and sinking down. And then on the next one, stepping out to the other side. Circling around. Taking it nice and slow. Enjoying being part of that big spiral galaxy. Being filled with stardust. We're all made from stardust, so the scientists tell me. Sometimes it's good to just feel that connection. Sit with it for a minute. Let everything swirl around. Beautiful. One more. And then dragging back over, step that foot in, make a hug right there in the corner. Drag it to the center. Open nice and wide. And then come in for sinking the chi. Hands floating down. Palms flip and drip off the sides of your legs. Beautiful. Heels rising up with your hands. And then after this next one, we're going to slide those hands off the ends of our legs again. Sliding forward. And then rising up, opening wide, and coming in to embrace the moon. So taking that hand, scooping it along, pause here. And then from here, we're just going to bring that hand up like we're bumping a corner. Maybe pushing a little door open, using the back of our wrist. Beautiful. And then slide that other hand up and under, back to our big spiral galaxy. And then embracing the moon on the other side. Bumping the door on the other side. Why there are doors on both sides, I don't know. Perfect. Slide that hand up, spiral it all the way around, embracing the moon. And this time we're going to bump that door, but just one time. And then from there, other hand's going to come up to meet, come all the way through. Beautiful. Like you're grabbing a curtain hanging on that door and running your hands down it to feel the texture of the fabric. Beautiful. From here, slide one hand under, circle all the way around, embrace the moon. One bump, and then we got to check the fabric on the other side. Maybe it's the same. Maybe it's not. Who knows? Can't tell until you try it. Still breathing, by the way. Always got to do that. Slide that hand under, circle around nice and big. And then we're going to do one bump, one pull through. And then this time, we're going to toss away and press. We're pulling through, tossing the end away, kind of like we're folding it over. And then maybe we're shoving it into the closet. Maybe somebody foolishly decided to use a burlap curtain. We got to put that away. Switching places, swirl that hand around, embrace the moon on the other side. One bump, one pull through, toss it away, fold and press. Beautiful. One more. And then that hand sneaks under, swirling around, embrace the moon. And then we have one bump, one pull through, toss it away, press it into the closet, and then we're going to pull in and push out. Might have been a really big curtain. Maybe we have to take a couple tries to close that closet door now. And then follow me here. On this pull in, come to the center, swirl those arms, and embrace the moon on the other side. Super easy. One bump, one pull through, toss away, fold and press. And then we're pulling in and pushing out. Pulling in and pushing out. Pulling in and pushing out. Pulling in, open, and swirl. This time, as we reach out, we're going to add a step out. Bump, pull through, toss, and press. And then one push and pull. And then pulling it back in, pull the foot into, open out, and go to the other side. Stepping that foot out the other direction, bump, pull through, press, push, and pull. Beautiful. One more time, going all the way through it, all the parts together. Stepping out, bumping, pulling it through, tossing and pressing, pushing and pulling. We call this one grasping the sparrow's tail. Coming back into center, opening out, embracing the moon all the way through. You know how to do it now. And then pulling back into center. Beautiful. Opening out, coming in to sink the chi. People describe that as one of the most complicated Tai Chi movements. And you just went all the way through it like a pro. Beautiful. One more time, sinking the chi. And then this time, after your hands drip off the sides of your legs, you're bring them out to the side, coming all the way up overhead until your palms touch. Looking up, and then sliding your hands down to the center of your heart. And then back up and out and floating down to the sides. Beautiful. Sinking the chi. And then rising up overhead, climbing to the mountaintop. Floating back up. And then sinking down. Sinking the chi one more time. Adding our heel lift back in this time. And then one more trip up to the mountaintop. Watching our hands float down. And then back up. And then letting everything sink down. Come to rest and take just a moment, resting your hands on your legs. Maybe scoot back in your chair. Get a little comfortable. Maybe even lean back. Take a deep breath in. Letting it all out. If it feels comfortable, you could even close your eyes. And take just a moment to congratulate yourself for showing up today, for going with the flow, for allowing yourself a moment to not worry about thinking or learning or practicing, for just being in this moment. One more breath. And then open your eyes. And I thank you so much for coming out today. I will see you again on Wednesday. And I hope that you have a wonderful day.